evening and welcome to Downtown Springfield Incorporated's 2009 Annual Awards Dinner, 2010 Vision. My name is Steve Thomas and I'm happy to be your MC again this year. Last year we celebrated the 200th birthday of Illinois' favorite son and our nation's 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. Surrounded by his spirit and guided by his integrity, we put on quite a party for Mr. Lincoln. Beginning in February, the cold weather couldn't keep us from showing the world how special Springfield really is and how proud we are of Abe. Even in the face of economic adversity, we maintained our momentum by looking toward the future with optimism in the areas of retail, tourism, rehabilitation, and new construction, and by striving to be the destination of choice for shopping, dining, cultural activities, and successful business ventures. At this time, I would like to introduce the current president of Downtown Springfield Incorporated, Chuck Pell. Chuck's coming to make some comments, an introduction, and a presentation. Chuck?
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I know everybody's a little concerned. I don't have a teleprompter, and I seem to have some handwritten notes, but I promise you we won't be here for a little over an hour. I'm going to try to get through this really quickly and do something that I don't often do in front of large crowds and be a little bit more extemporaneous this evening. It's been my pleasure to be your board president for the last 2 years. Hard to believe that those 2 years have gone by as they have, but I really want to thank our councils, our board of directors, our board of trustees. Lots of great work happens there, and as you all contemplate your 2010, and you contemplate all of those great volunteer opportunities that you have, I hope you really think about our organization. There are lots of great ways to get involved in what we do with downtown, and I hope to see all of your faces. It's my pleasure to announce, I think everyone knows, they voted hopefully, but our next incoming president, and I haven't even seen her this evening, I know she's around here somewhere, that's Jane Mosey Nicoletta. And she will be up here at the stage shortly to continue to make introductions. But again, thank you for letting me be your board president, and I look forward to seeing you all in the coming year.
As is tradition, we always give our outgoing board president a little present and a kick in the butt, and thank him for all 2 years of dedication. So we'd like at this time to present a little, probably going to be hard to get into too, so you may want to open it.
You want me to open it now?
You don't have to, no.
Does everybody like me to open it now? Okay. Very nice. Thank you very much. And it's from the Illinois State Museum, Victoria tells me. And that's the other thing that I forgot to mention. So we in fact might be here for an hour. Thank you, Victoria, for speaking up. We not only have great volunteers, but we have two, as everyone knows, two wonderful paid staff members in our executive director, Victoria Clemens, and our events and promotions, Ann Frescuren. And they do great job, and feel free to contact them anytime because they have all of the answers for our organization. There's Ann back there. And again, look forward to a great 2010. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, I feel like I'm taking the helm of this organization at a really exciting time. But there were a few points over the past 2 years where I almost chickened out from accepting the presidency because of the range of issues facing the DSI president. It just seemed overwhelming to me sometimes. But really, we have so much to offer this community to make it a better place. And I thought I would cover a few of the areas that we should probably keep on the center of our dashboard for the coming year. First, we have such great partners at DSI. Our local businesses, both of our great hospitals, and the wide range of state agencies, and of course our friends at City Hall. We are also blessed with wonderful committees, both the leadership and in membership. Through our committees, we look forward to working on a number of different initiatives this year, and I'm going to just go over a few of those. We'll continue to grow our signature events, including the Old State Capitol Farmers Market, the Taste of Downtown, and the Old Capitol Blues and Barbecue Festival. We continue to develop the Alleyway Mural Project, and we hope to see a few colorful and beautiful alleyways in 2010. We're developing initiatives to help make the downtown area more bicycle-friendly. We're working on a comprehensive inventory of downtown buildings and employees, and we will continue to contact local property owners regarding the upper story development. We will build on the recent retail initiatives and continue to try to draw and keep shoppers and diners in the downtown area. We're going to strive to complete our 501c3 application, and we will see the installation, hopefully, of the DSI-owned information kiosks. And finally, we want to expand the benefits of DSI membership. Besides these activities, we are committed to contributing to the greater discussion regarding things like the sensible development of high-speed rail in Springfield, the relocation of Springfield High School, and the subsequent repurposing of the existing facility so that it's an asset not only to the school district but also to the downtown area. And we're also committed to monitoring and encouraging relocations and lease renewals of state agencies in the downtown area. I'd say we have our work cut out for us. But that being said, I cannot imagine a better group of people than the folks at DSI to tackle these issues and initiatives. I feel so honored to have the opportunity to serve as the president of this organization and to advance the health and growth of the Springfield downtown districts. At this time, I would like to recognize the dignitaries that we have with us tonight. Sheriff Neil Williamson, County Recorder Josh Langfelter, Alderman Debbie Cimarosa, Alderman Sam Canman, City Treasurer Jim Langfelter, and finally, Sangamon County Chairman Andy Van Meter. Among the other VIPs present are the DSI's Board of Trustees. If you would all please stand and be recognized at this time, the Board of Trustees. Nobody wants to stand up. Thank you. I've also noticed quite a number of our DSI Board of Directors members. If you would please stand up and be recognized at this time. In addition to both DSI boards, I'd like to send out a special thank you to all of the council members and chairs for their diligent efforts in implementing DSI's 2009 work plans. I'd also like to acknowledge 2010 DSI board officers present tonight. Our new Vice President, Scott Traylor. Where are you, Scott? Woohoo! Our new Treasurer, Josh Clark. Josh, you here? There he is. And our Secretary, Jim Langfelter, who's agreed to be with us another year. Thank you for your continued dedication and commitment to DSI's success. It is now my pleasure to introduce Executive Director Victoria Clemens and welcome her to the stage to say a few comments and to assist in recognizing tonight's sponsors. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane, very much. I'm looking forward to working with you. She is our second board president from Resource One right downtown, and you can tell they're quite a dedicated group to downtown, that we've had 2 presidents come out of that business in less than a decade, I think, so we're very happy to have them. Before we honor tonight's sponsors, I want to take a moment to reflect on the past year and our accomplishments. I don't just mean those of downtown Springfield, excuse me, Inc., but I mean the accomplishments of all of you as employees, employers, small and large business, whether you manage a historic site, volunteered by selling tickets at an event, or helped guide a wayward visitor. Everyone in this room played a role in making 2009 a great year that we can all be proud of. When our country faced an economic downturn, Springfield rallied and put on a celebration to remember. Historic sites saw double-digit increases in attendance. Retailers and restaurants reaped the benefits and played elegant host to our visitors. We commemorated the 1909 race riots with speeches, solemn ceremonies, community education, enlightenment, and the unveiling of a new artistic treasure by sculptor Preston Jackson that now shines brightly at Union Square Park. Regardless of the economy, new business, renovations, and innovative projects still thrive in downtown Springfield. Some of the downtown shops had record years despite the economy. We will continue to support and assist in maintaining a strong business climate. We will continue to let everyone know how special downtown is. The message for 2010 is buy local, put your money where your house is. I want to say a special thank you to WICS, State Journal Register, Midwest Family, Capital Radio, Illinois Times. Everyone that we've worked with this year has been so wonderful in getting out our message for buy local. They've been great in setting up trades. They've been great in advising us how to do some really great free marketing as well as some paid marketing as well. But they really helped us with the bicentennial and a lot of other things, and we couldn't have done it without our media partners. Let us not forget those businesses that have lined the downtown streets for many years. They were the original risk takers. You'll be surprised to know that downtown institutions celebrated significant and historic anniversaries this year. Let's start with the really old timers. One of Springfield's most beloved establishments, one that transports you into the ambiance of a fine French restaurant with cuisine to match any French bistro, Maldener's Restaurant. Celebrated I think Chef Higgins is here too. 125 years in downtown Springfield. Giedel Brothers Auto Body, 105 years. Glenbrook Stationers, 50 years. Evan Lloyd Associates, 40 years. The Prairie Capital Convention Center, 30 years. WSCC Television, your public television station, give, 25 years. Petals and Accents, part of the Pereira family dynasty over on Monroe, 20 years. X Schaefer and Punk has been downtown for 15 years. Studio on 6th, 5 years. And one of our new board members and a great downtown partner, SpringfieldMoms.org, 5 years. Congratulations. And finally, celebrating 50 years young last Saturday, DSI's very own secretary, your city treasurer, Jim Langfelder. All of these businesses and people have thrived during some pretty challenging times and have demonstrated their pride and commitment in so many ways by continuing to support downtown. We would like to express our deep gratitude to all of you for your support, not only to our organization, but to all things Springfield. Congratulations. Another group of unsung heroes cannot go without mention. We are blessed and honored to have at least 250 people a year, and probably more this year with the bicentennial, that helped us with events. The volunteer hour is so important. All my friends have been doing it for many, many years. Taking an hour or two to help us on a Saturday with an event, or a Sunday, or what have you, or helping at the market on a morning at 6:30 in the morning, you know, that really means a lot to us, and we know it's something in your heart that you feel like you need to do to help us, and we greatly appreciate it. A special tribute to all the city workers, a few extremely hard workers who go out of their way for us all the time and make our jobs a lot easier. CWLP electricians, public works employees, city directors, and many, many more. Special thank you to our former neighborhood police officer, Dave Behringer. He's still going to be a policeman, and he'll be in beat 200 just south of us, so we like to say it's in shouting distance. So, but he will be moving on to another beat, because every 3 years I think they change out. So thank you for everything. We still have your cell number. And finally, to the committee that helped us pull off the dinner tonight, if I don't thank them again later, it is the funnest thing in the world to work with these folks, and they're very creative, and we couldn't have done it without them. So thank you for that. And I would like to bring Steve up again, and we're going to give away some awards for our great sponsors who helped make tonight possible.
We're going to recognize our sponsors, as Victoria said. After coming to the stage to receive your award, would all the sponsors please continue out to the foyer to have your photos taken. This year's presenting sponsor, AT&T, is a great friend of downtown. We would like to give special recognition to AT&T and its representative, Dennis Pauley. AT&T has served as the presenting sponsor of our annual awards for the past 6 years. They have shown great sense of cooperation and accountability to our own downtown organization, and we commend them. Congratulations and thank you, AT&T, for your continued support of DSI's annual dinner. Secondly, we would like to thank our co-presenting sponsor, Watts Copy Systems. Springfield, friends, and family mourn the recent loss of co-founder and devoted husband Skip Watts, but the company remains strong under the direction of his dedicated wife, Carol, and his son, Sean. Thank you and congratulations to the Watts family and Watts Copy Systems for your continued support of Downtown Springfield, Inc. and our annual awards dinner. Without the assistance of AT&T and Watts Copy Systems, Downtown Springfield, Inc. would not be able to honor the businesses, individuals, and projects that make downtown so successful. Our entertainment sponsor, WSEC-TV, makes it possible for the citizens of Central Illinois to view tonight's awards ceremony and gain even a greater appreciation for downtown successes. Please help me welcome Dr. Jerry Grabel, president of WSEC-TV Television, to the stage. Thank you, Jerry, and WSEC Television for taping, editing, and airing tonight's ceremony. We would also like to recognize two very special sponsors. We'd like to thank our printing sponsor, Modern Mailing, for our beautiful invitations for this year's event. What a talented and professional team of people, and we're so pleased to have you as a new partner. Please give them a round of applause. And to our dinner sponsor, the Hilton Springfield, thank you for your generous support and cooperation. Michael and Kristen, you and your staff always make this event look easy and elegant. Many businesses supported this year's event, so we would ask those, thank you very much. We would ask those individuals representing our corporate sponsors to join us on stage. Please hold your applause until all the awards have been given. Tonight's corporate table sponsors are Ameren, Bank of Springfield, Brown, Hay and Stevens, Hanson Professional Services, Illinois Association of Realtors, Kerber, Eck and Breckel, Memorial Medical Center, RSM McGladdery, R.W. Troxel and Company, Springfield Clinic, St. John's Hospital, the State Journal-Register, and U.S. Bank. Thank you so much for your participation and generosity. Don't forget to go to the foyer to have your picture taken. And finally, we would like to thank those talented individuals and businesses that provided us with additional in-kind services and donations that made this evening possible. Please join us in thanking all of our wonderful sponsors and supporters. We absolutely could not do this without the many, many volunteers. Victoria is coming now to make a very special introduction. Would you please give it up one more time for Victoria Clemens?
Thank you, everyone. Typically, this is the time in the evening when Mayor Timothy Lee Davlin would come to the stage and give his State of the Downtown address. You might notice that he's absent. Unfortunately, due to an unforeseen conflict in scheduling a very important meeting, which he'll tell you in his videotape, which I made him do, he couldn't be with us tonight. So you're going to hear the tape and listen to the tape, and we appreciate your patience and wish we could have given you a little more notice, but still a state of the downtown, and I think you'll be excited about his news. So we're going to hear Mayor Devlin's tape, and then we'll come back. Thanks.
Good evening and welcome to Downtown Springfield Inc.'s annual banquet. I apologize for not being there tonight, but in just a minute I'll give to you what I consider my excused absence. First of all, congratulations to all of those that are being honored tonight. And in addition, I want to say thank you to everyone that's in attendance. Whether you work in downtown Springfield, or you shop there, or you live there, or you just visit, you are the reason why we have been so successful in revitalizing downtown, especially in this last 10 years. This last year has been through some trying times, and probably one of the most trying times that we've had has been dealing with our railroad relocation. We feel now, though, that we're on the right track, and we have a lot of people to thank. I want to first take the opportunity to thank not only Senator Durbin, but also the state of Illinois and Sangamon County. Without these partners, we would not be where we are today. I can't think of anything that could probably hurt the community more than to have the expanded rail traffic and passenger traffic on 3rd Street. But I think we're well on our way now with an environmental impact study that ultimately will prove that what we thought all along is the right thing to do, and that would be to consolidate our freight traffic onto 10th Street. I want to thank all of those members of Downtown Springfield Inc. that played a vital role in making sure that the outcome is the way that we really wanted it to be. And ultimately, I think that we will prevail in making sure that that train traffic is moved. I talked to you a little bit about my excused absence, and I'd like to explain where I am today. Tomorrow morning, I will be having coffee with Senator Durbin in Washington, D.C. Myself, along with some other mayors from the state of Illinois, will have an opportunity to have a one-on-one with Senator Durbin. I'll certainly be bringing him up to date on where we are with our railroad relocation, and also where we are with a lot of different projects that are going on here in Springfield. But tomorrow's also going to prove to be a very interesting day, at least for me personally. I've been invited to the White House and to meet with President Obama, along with other mayors from across the country. First, we'll meet with President Obama's economic advisors and hear a little bit more about the ways that monies are going to be flowing back to the municipalities with our Recovery Act. And then that's also going to be followed up with a meeting with President Obama, where the President will hear firsthand from all of us mayors from across the country as far as exactly how this recession is affecting us all the way down to the municipal level. So I think it's an opportunity that doesn't come around very often. And you know, I'd also like to add that the entire trip, for the best part, actually all of it, is not paid for with 1 cent of taxpayers' dollars. Just want to make sure we got that in. But it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow, and I hope to come away from that, and I hope the President comes away from that with some very positive goals that we're all going to set for ourselves and try and make this recession affecting us all as little as it possibly can. We certainly know in the city of Springfield how the economy has hindered not only our growth, but also what's happened at a municipal level as far as our finances. So I definitely look forward to tomorrow. Again, I apologize for not being there tonight, but I think it's very important I be in Washington, D.C. for the next day. Enjoy the evening, everyone, and congratulations to all of you. Good night.
I totally misunderstood. The story I got was he had a chance to be on The View, and he took that opportunity and was not here tonight. I don't think it would be out of line at all, and I know people in this room have the mayor's cell phone number. I don't think it would be out of line at all for all of you that have his cell phone number right now to text him and tell him what a great job he did. And if you hear back from him, let us know, and we can convey that to everybody else in here. In fact, if we could put his number up on the screen even, then we could all just give him a text. You have it? We'll get back to you in just a little bit here with that. Victoria's going to come to the stage to help us hand out awards tonight. When your name or organization's name is called, please come to the stage, and then you're going to be escorted to the foyer where photos will be taken. Our photographer this evening is Miss Sabrina Day. Sabrina was an official DSI Bicentennial photographer, did a wonderful job capturing the event, and she's going to be our photographer tonight. So here we go with our award ceremony tonight. Our first award of the evening is for facade rehabilitation. We recognize owner George Dinges from the Development Services Group. George's property at the northeast corner of 4th and Adams was the former Windsor Hotel and has taken on a whole new life with this recent facelift. George and his architect painstakingly restored the facade back to its original sparkle. Masonry repointing, painting, removing shutters, and replacing windows were just a few of the tasks that made this great facade renovation. Congratulations, George Dinges, for your outstanding facade rehabilitation at 4th and Adams. If any of our winners would like to say a few words tonight, you're certainly welcome to. You can come to the microphone and give thanks, whatever you need to do. The award for outstanding signage goes to a fairly new addition to the downtown area that has already expanded, El Maya Mexican Cuisine. Owners Rebecca Lucina and Carlos Leon wanted something that would depict the Mayan culture where many of their recipes originated. Outside and inside their building at 2nd and Jefferson, local artist Michael Mayoski created murals that depict the Mayan sun and warrior, which are very important symbols of the Mayan people. Congratulations on Maya Mexican Cuisine for bringing great art and fabulous food to 2nd and Jefferson. If we could have your attention to the stage, please, for the remainder of the rewards, that would be great. Some of you are sitting by people that probably had a little bit, you know, but anyway, help them out a little bit. Thank you very much. Our award for Best Creative Awareness Program goes to St. John's Hospital and CEO Bob Ritz. When you shepherd a 134-year-old institution while continually making great strides in medicine, customer service, and Christian service, you want people to know about it. St. John's raised awareness of these progressive activities by announcing them with huge, colorful banners on their buildings at the corner of 9th and Carpenter. The grand, eye-catching banners transform the architecture as they feature patients, employees, and even Sister JoJo, who came out of retirement for the photo shoot. The campaign is fun, bright, aesthetically delightful, and beyond creative. Congratulations, St. John's Hospital, for winning the Creative Awareness Program Award. The award winner for long-term business is Reflections Hair Design at 314 East Adams. It may be small, but it certainly is mighty. Gene Pankey opened his salon in 1972 and has occupied 3 locations in downtown Springfield. Just prior to his current location on Adams, Reflections was housed in the American Legion headquarters at 5th and Capitol. When that building was torn down in 2006, Gene still wanted to be located in downtown and remain convenient for his many long-term clients. So we are glad he did. Reflections Hair Design and owner Gene Pankey have earned our congratulations for long-term business, a cut above the rest. Gene was so busy he actually could not get anyone to cover for him tonight, so he could not be here. Our award for Best New Downtown Business goes to the Chuck Wagon, located at 724 East Edward Street. Owner Bud Hudgens has been roaming the Illinois prairie since 1993 and finally decided to put down roots in this beautiful Lincoln area house south of the Lincoln home. Bud specializes in quintessential American food like barbecue beef and offers healthy lunches, great healthy lunches, and a huge catering menu. So when you want to dine in or out and reflect in Lincoln's former hood, the best place to do it is at the Chuck Wagon Restaurant. Congratulations to downtown's newest addition and to owner Bud Hodgins for his outstanding new business. The award for outstanding window displays goes to one of downtown's many artist havens, the Studio on 6th. Fanciful, quirky, and artsy are some of the words that describe this gallery's creative windows. An eclectic and whimsical inventory of art treasures adds life to the street and greets customers and window shoppers alike. The striking retail merchandising starts at the front window and gently flows throughout the store. Though it is not always easy to be creative and have a conscience, the Studio on 6 often mixes a cause with homespun art, making the message pop out of the window and catch your eye. Whether raising awareness for breast cancer or for the environment, owner Sue Schwartz never disappoints with a fabulous showcase on 6th Street. Congratulations to the Studio on 6 for outstanding window displays. The award for most creative downtown event goes to the Fat Ass 5K. You can insert your own joke anywhere you'd like to. For runners who don't wear spandex, for runners who don't run, this is your chance to give a great charity. Along the 5K route, you will find donuts, beer, and ice cream. And if you can't run the 5 kilometers, you can take the shortcut that leads you right to the Celtic Mist pub for a brew. When Paul... Hang on, it's good. It doesn't actually start until the summer. Hang on. When Paul and Katie Schaefer and friends pitched the idea of the event to Celtic Mist on a cocktail napkin, they were ready to jump in and make it work. The first year, with only 60 days of planning, the event raised over $17,000. And in 2009, they raised $25,000, with all the proceeds going to help fight multiple sclerosis. Congratulations to all who made this event successful. The award for outstanding new event goes to the Celtic Mist Pub for their Oyster Festival. From pouring Guinness in the early years to black tie oyster dinners, Celtic Mist manager Michael Keneally was involved in the now world-famous Galway, Ireland International Oyster Festival, held every September since 1953. When Michael moved to Chicago, it seemed only natural that he continued the tradition. He organized oyster events for over 6 years in the Chicago area. With the blessing and support of Celtic Mist owners John and Margaret O'Riordan, and with the encouragement of local friend Paul Schaefer and others, Michael put together a small committee, explored their options, and met with Pete Campo, because you don't plan an event anywhere without his blessing. The inaugural Springfield Oyster Festival was held on September 19, 2009. Blessed with great weather and wonderful public support, everything went off without a hitch. Among the many people and organizations that helped with this new event were Robert Seafood, John Moore of the St. Andrew Society, Downtown Springfield, Inc., and the Springfield Health Department. Congratulations to the Celtic Mist Pub for their outstanding event. In today's retail environment, you have got to be creative. The award for creative retail promotion goes to Tinsley Dry Goods for their bicentennial stamp project. The Illinois Bicentennial Commission wanted to hold a contest to design special edition envelopes that would feature the new Abraham Lincoln stamps to be released in February of 2009. It was a great idea, but neither the state nor the commission had the money for the project, and they weren't sure how to organize it. So Tinsley Dry Goods, with their knowledge of historic materials, was called in to create, promote, and market the concept. The 5 winning entries were printed onto envelopes and offered for sale. With over $10,000 of the profits given to the Old State Capitol Foundation, Tinsley made a little money and made a little history. Congratulations to Tinsley Dry Goods and their excellent creative retail promotion. It's been made mention already that 2009 was a year where a lot of cool events took place. We would like for you to extend a hearty congratulations because there is another event that's going to take place in 2010, and that is that Victoria Clemens and Greg Ringer, Doug Ringer, she broke up with Greg, he's old news, now it's Doug. Victoria and Doug will be married in 2010. Sorry, Doug. Good. All right, let's continue on with our awards. Springfield's Star of the Skyline has taken their recent renovation to new heights. The award for upper story renovation goes to the Hilton Springfield for the renovation of the 30th floor into the Pinnacle Club. Yes. The Hilton Springfield's ongoing multi-million-dollar renovation plan was topped off with the beautiful Pinnacle Club. As they dine on fabulous food, guests at your special event will enjoy spectacular panoramic scenery and the best view of downtown they'll ever see. Congratulations, Hilton Springfield, on your outstanding upper story renovation. See you at the top at the Pinnacle Club. Okay, help us out again with those people you know around your table. They know who they are. Maybe you know who they are. If we could have your attention here, please, for our remainder of our awards. Thank you. We are proud to bestow our award for outstanding rehabilitation to a family that is known for their hard work and attention to detail, Rich and Kay King and family, for the Bucks Building at 3 North Old State Capitol Plaza. The owners of King Technology wanted to relocate to where the action is. They moved from a back room to center stage, taking a building that had stood empty far too long and transforming it into an up-to-the-minute data facility that offers a welcoming environment for visitors and an efficient and functional workplace for clients and staff. In a perfect marriage of the past and future, this historic building houses a state-of-the-art technology company. King Tech uses the top 2 floors, and they are just waiting for a wonderful retail partner to lease the bottom floor. It is really, really hot property, folks. Call 522-6700 for more information. Again, that's 522-6700. Congratulations to the King family for their outstanding project. The award for Outstanding Public-Private Event Collaboration goes to Memorial Medical Center and the Old State Capitol Foundation for the Civil War Medical Encampment. On June 5th, 6th, and 7th of last year, nearly 9,000 people turned out for 3 days of innovative history education programming unlike anything Springfield has ever seen. The medical encampment was part of the year-long Lincoln Bicentennial celebration and was completely free to the public. Downtown Springfield was transformed into a Civil War field hospital, complete with reenactors, tents and campfire, and actual military drill. Funding for all bicentennial programming was scarce, but Memorial Medical Center generously stepped up to sponsor this one-of-a-kind program, and what a success it was. Nearly 10,000 people shared 3 days of living history. You can't get any better than that, except when they have it again this year on June 11, 12, and 13. Congratulations to Memorial Medical Center and the Old State Capitol Foundation. Our new Green Advocate Award goes to the City of Springfield's Waste Recycling Manager, Wynn Copley. Being green is not only Wynn's job, it is her passion. Her blood runs green and her heart beats sustainably. Wynn helped establish the Springfield Sustainable Business Alliance and was instrumental in updating the educational signs on the downtown recycling containers, which, by the way, Springfield has more than any other city its size in the U.S. She has assisted Springfield schools, both public and private, with the creation or expansion of waste reduction and recycling programs, and most recently, she created the environmental education plan for the new Southwind Park and Aaron's Pavilion. Wynn also came up with the idea to have new produce bags brought to St. John's Old Capitol Farmers Market, and they are green. Congratulations to Wynn Copley for being an outstanding advocate for all things green. Downtown Springfield Incorporated's Heritage Tourism Award goes to the Lincoln Home National Historic Site. The Lincoln Home site was able to garner over $400,000 in additional funding to put on a big old Abraham Lincoln birthday celebration for 2009. Let's just say these folks really know how to spend their Lincoln pennies wisely. Their bicentennial celebration began on February 7th with an open house and the premiere of an award-winning Lincoln film. The programs not only enhanced ongoing bicentennial events, but emphasized what living history programs can do for our city. Partnerships, collaborations, and working hand-in-hand with public and private entities led to an over 40% increase in attendance throughout the bicentennial year. They developed new interpretive programs, extended their hours, and welcomed people from all over the world. The Lincoln Home National Historic Site is a great example of what a small amount of funding can do for a historic site, for local citizens, and for our city. Accepting the Heritage Tourism Award on behalf of the Lincoln Home National Historic Site is former site superintendent, now retired, and our great friend, Jim Sanders. Congratulations and thank you to the Lincoln Home and staff for all of your hard work. DSI's annual Volunteer of the Year Award goes to an individual who has never said no to Downtown Springfield Incorporated, Darren Jenkins with Kerbal, Eck, and Breckel. For the past 6 years, Darren has served as DSI's treasurer. The position usually is a 2-year term, but DSI really didn't give him a chance to step down until now. You would think that being a treasurer would only require pushing a pencil, cutting a few checks, balancing a few budgets, but not at DSI. Darren puts in countless hours at every downtown event. He's the first one to open the ticket counter and, along with his team, is the last one to leave at night. When he first took over as treasurer, he remembers that DSI only had $63 in our bank account. Now, we have 83. We have come a long way. One time, Darren even chased after some thugs who grabbed cash from the till at one of our events. Now, how do you replace a guy like that? So, Darren, thank you for making downtown events so successful. Two years ago, we created a new award that recognized the recipient's support and advocacy for all things downtown. This year, advocacy was exactly what DSI needed to get through one of Springfield's most challenging issues. Downtown Springfield found our knight in shining armor in County Chairman Andy Van Meter. DSI, along with our friends in the Enos Park neighborhood, were trying to fight the railroad's proposal to run 40 additional freight trains through our neighborhoods. We were looking for a team leader, a general to lead the fight, and we found it in Chairman Van Meter. He took the lead, meeting with neighborhood groups, Senator Dick Durbin, Mayor Davlin, and IDOT officials. He sat down with neighborhood officials and identified a strategy for how to do the best thing for our city. Andy stated in an SJR article, The idea of a study might be worth exploring, but the word study does not mean do. He knew that the railroads had not done enough planning, and he realized the damage it would do to our historic infrastructure and our economic development. Whatever the outcome, the near downtown neighborhoods owe a lot to our county chairman and our 2009 Downtown Advocate Award recipient, Andy Van Meter. Very nice. Victoria is coming back now with two very special awards.
I hesitate to give the next two awards because I'm afraid they'll give a speech and we might be here all night, but I'm gonna wing it anyways. Okay. We have a new and very special award to present this year. Andy Van Meter may have been the five-star general in command of Operation Derail Union Pacific, but two outstanding soldiers led the fight at the front lines. It seems like the Enos Park Neighborhood Association was on track with the rail issue before anyone else. Downtown Springfield, Inc. was invited to join only after these two very important people had laid the groundwork, rallied the troops, and developed the strategy. These folks met in living rooms, made signs, scheduled speaking engagements, organized rallies, contacted elected officials and railroad executives, testified before City Council, and organized an opposition campaign envied by Washington's operatives. I've been honored to work beside them and call them my friends. Steve Combs, Enos Park Neighborhood Association President, and Michelle Higginbotham, Vice President. The 2009 recipients of the Outstanding Cooperative Effort Award. Okay. Did you want to say anything?
No, I just want to give you a hug and a kiss.
Oh, okay. We could do that.
All right.
Thank you. Seriously, this issue would not have been brought to the attention of the entire city if it weren't for those two folks, so we owe them a great deal of gratitude. And finally, the last award of the evening is part one of what I'm sure will have a part two. The recipient of this award has strolled the streets of downtown Springfield his entire life. His family, however, has had a strong presence since 1886 when the first Myers Brothers store opened. After a fire destroyed their building, the Myers Brothers store took up its familiar location on the west side of the square. Not only does our recipient still stroll the streets, donning his favorite hat, he carries on a long legacy of community involvement. His community involvement has been ample and noteworthy. Organizations that he has embraced, such as Downtown Parking, Inc., the ADA Celebration Committee, Crime Stoppers, Illinois Route 66 Mother Road Festival, and more, have benefited greatly from his input and knowledge of our community. His contributions to DSI have been too voluminous to mention, but a few highlights are in order. He was the president of DSI from 2002 to 2004. He served as the chair of the DSI's Business Retention Council from 2004 to 2008, and has been DSI's Parking, Traffic, and Safety Council chair since its creation in 1994. Council chairs and presidencies aside, his support of downtown is unwavering. He has attended every National Main Street Conference, every state Main Street Conference, and every Illinois Main Street Lobby Day for nearly 16 years. In every state we have visited, everyone always says, "Hey, are you from Illinois? You guys are really with that tall guy with the hat." To which we say, "Yes, we are, and damn proud of it." The award for half a lifetime achievement goes to Steve Myers. We only have a couple minutes.
Really quick. The Myers family did come to town in 1865, and my great-grandfather and Marilyn Silver, who's here tonight, her great-grandfather started a little business in 1886. The Myers family loves Springfield, and it's my privilege to help make this town better. And all of you folks that are here tonight are the ones that help do that too. So together, we're going to go forward in this millennium to make this the greatest city. Thank you.
To our television viewers, on behalf of Downtown Springfield, Inc., congratulations to all the award recipients, and a sincere thank you to our MC, Steve Thomas, dinner co-chairs Jean Bruno Giacchino and Susan Ruling, and the entire dinner committee. And thank you to all of you who have helped our organization create and maintain a vibrant downtown. Thank you and good night.
For a DVD copy of the program you've just seen, send $24.95 to Network Knowledge, P.O. Box 6248, Springfield, Illinois 62708. Be sure to include the program name, subject, and when the program aired. You can also order with your credit card by calling 800-232-3605. This program is brought to you in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and through the support of viewers like you. Thank you.
And we're at 5th and Washington on the northeast corner of the old state capitol. And we're going to look at a pair of buildings. But right now, Anthony, we're here at the Stuart Broadwell building. Yeah, this is a wonderful building from the early 20th century, 1910, 1912, right around there. And it's an excellent example of the way that classicism evolved that was different from the Reich building. A little earlier we talked about the Reich building being this sort of mannered, attenuated version of classicism. This is what a different branch of classicism looked like. A branch of classicism that reduced the amount of overt ornament that were on buildings. And very so clean. What we're left with is a very clean building, clean of ornament, Right, yes, yes. but still with Great proportions. With the proportions So really are what classical link it to proportions. the classical vocabulary. But we also see at the top of the building, underneath this wonderful cornice, is an Egan dart molding that goes across the building, also a very classical motif. Also, the clock that's on the south side of the building, covered in classical ornament as well, very sculptural.
Right.
And so the building is clearly in the classical idiom, but not as overtly decorative with fully round columns and capitals and so on and so forth that we see in other classical buildings. Its original function was as a pharmacy, a drugstore. The interior is completely intact, which is beautiful. It's now Uptown Look Salon, but it's all there with its glass and mirrored cases with rich hardwoods.
It is fantastic.
And this was a pharmacy, so the white glazed terracotta was a perfect choice. Was seen as hygienic and clean, very pure. The idea of a washable surface. So we see a lot of pharmacies at that time selecting white as the finished material, just so that it gives that sense of purity and cleanliness to the entire establishment. But it's a beautiful building sitting on this corner of the Old State Capitol Square, but book-matched very well by another building on the other side of the square that I'd like to look at next.
We're going to go look at that.
Great. The reason I wanted to come over to the northeast corner of the square was to take a look at the Kerasotis building. Now, this building is slightly newer than the Broadwell's building by maybe 10 years. This is 1925, 26, something like that. But it makes such a good companion to the Kerasotis building. The material is the same. It's glazed terracotta. The palette is also almost the same. This is off-white glazed terracotta. But the style is very similar. This stripped-down classicism. This building here, same scale as the Broadwell's building.
has no overt columns with Corinthian capitals and so forth,
Right.
as other classical buildings of that period did, but it does have very classical elements to it. Garlands and swags, roundels going on above the storefront level, and then of course the most obvious ornament on the building in the spandrels of the second and third floors and on the cornice. The shields with then these drapery swags coming from them, beautiful Renaissance and Baroque motifs in glazed terracotta. The moldings on the building at the top and around the windows with their ears that come down on the sides there, very, very classical, very typical of the classical vocabulary. But again, no columns, no porticos or pediments, things like that. So this kind of stripped down classicism with the proportions of classicism and the elements of classicism was very popular in the 19-teens, 1920s, and it ended as the Depression began. And so we see these buildings across the Midwest, across the country, really, on main streets. These are typical Main Street buildings, meaning that they weren't necessarily high-style examples of architecture, but there was a lot of these going on at the time. Very beautifully done, very high-quality execution and finish as well.
They're all very, it's interesting, Anthony, that this one, the Broadwell, we were talking also off camera, there are 2 or 3 other buildings that have the terracotta, glazed terracotta. They're very clean and in very good condition.
Exactly.
They're very durable material.
Very durable.
Plus, this has a little more ornament than
Broadwell.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
And you say clean. They did clean the building a couple of years ago.
Oh, is that right?
Using
just
just a bristle brush and some detergent.
Soap and water,
it's,
right?
You know, the finish on the material, it's glazed clay, and so it's like a set of dishes, really.
Right.
You just sort of brush it off very gently, and the dirt comes off. And so it remains this gleaming example of that style from the early 20th century. Very pretty.
So we're going to wrap it up here from downtown Springfield. For Anthony Rubano, I'm Dave Leonati. So thank you for joining us here on Building Stories.
Walking tour information available online at downtownspringfield.org. For comments or questions, email us at buildingstories@wsec.tv. This program is brought to you in part by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and through the support of viewers like you. Thank you. For a copy of the program you've just seen, send $19.95 for VHS or $24.95 for DVD to Network Knowledge, P.O. Box 6248, Springfield, Illinois 62708. Be sure to include the program name, subject, and the date the program aired. You may also order with your credit card by calling 800-232-3605.